Hey everyone, Xelray here, and today we're going to be looking at the Heart of the Praxic Fire, a Warlock exotic chest armor that is oh so good and can be obtained from Xelray, a Nightfall reward, or any other suitable drop source, be it an Engram or otherwise. The flavor text on this says, "In that last moment she seemed as wholly luminescent as the sun, and I wished to be so brave." And I love when armor pieces and weapon pieces have flavor text that actually fits into the goddamn armor or weapon. I said this the last time on my video that when it doesn't, it just seems tacky. I just like it. It's fun. Anyway, let's take a look at the specs on this baby. The first thing is fusion rifle ammo. Increases the amount of fusion rifle ammunition you can carry. An upgrade to defense. Then we have heavy weapon ammunition. Increases the amount of heavy weapon ammunition you can carry. And then finally, praise the sun. Further decrease all ability cooldowns while Radiance is active. Hopefully you guys know what game this is from because I really enjoy that this is in here. I love that game as well. And as for the last three upgrades, we have upgrades to defense. And that's what this armor is about. So, things to notice about this. This is very, very cool how it actually decreases the cooldowns even further. Secondly, this is a chest piece that has heavy weapon ammunition on it. So that means that your boots that have heavy weapon ammo might not be as good. So you might have to do some re-rolling on some legendary boots if you want to find something that would actually fit you a little bit better if you really like this chest piece. As for what you can use it for, let's take a quick look at what you have in the subclasses here. First off, if you're a scrub like me and don't know how to use Radiant Skin, even though I love the ability, I can never use it right, I never hit it off fast enough, Fireborn is usually what you're using, mostly because it's super OP. Taking a look at what this can also do for you, you also have Radiant Will, increases the duration of Radiance. This is very handy, it increases your DPS and your survivability. Even though Viking Funeral ignites your enemies for more damage, it doesn't really fit. So anyways, with Gift of the Sun you gain an additional grenade. This is very helpful because you're going to be throwing these things like crazy if you're using them in a high AoE environment. And finally, Flame Shield, damaging an enemy using Scorch reduces incoming damage for a short time. These three traits right here I think are very necessary for Heart of the Praxic Fire. If you're good enough to use Radiant Skin at the right time, it is absolutely amazing in PvE or PvP. However, Fireborn is very nice for when you had to tank something because someone else was about to die, say if you're in the Prison of Elders and you need to let them get the point, you can distract them, possibly die, pop back up with Fireborn with no risk to your party, which is also very nice. Now when I do this also, I like to use my Firebolt Grenade because it is crazy with AoE. Yes, I know Solar Grenade is great for CC, and I do know that Fusion Grenade does tons of damage, but you're not always going to hit when you're flying and just flinging grenades everywhere. So how does this necessarily work? Well, if you're like me and have a terrible weapon equipped in your primary, like I currently have, well, sometimes it's just really hard to kill things, and you just can't do it right, and you try, and you just can't do it. You take damage, and you just don't know what to do. You're just hoping that something good happens to you, and you die. Well, here's when you clear out a ton of enemies very quickly. Say if you can actually use the right button, hit a grenade off. Look how quickly both your Scorch and your grenades come back. It's ridiculous. You can get so many Scorches, so many grenades off in a short amount of time. Not only that, but look how long with your extended Radiance this thing's actually lasts for. It's pretty good. And that's what this is good for, is you come back in a blazing heat and you're able to pretty much take on the world for that short amount of time. Now if you don't need to die to use this and you use Radiant Skin, you're almost unstoppable. Radiant Skin pretty much doubles your armor, so that means if something's going to kill you in 3 hits, it's going to kill you in 6. That could get you an extra Scorch in there too, so that 6 hits could turn into 8 or 9. Maybe if you get that third Scorch, maybe even more, while you haul off and damage it. Something also to make sure of when you're using that also is that if you kill anything with any other type of weaponry while you're in your Radiance, it will also give you your orbs. It's anytime you kill anything while Radiance is active, not just your grenades, not just your Scorch. So that's also another little tidbit I like to point out there. So don't feel like you have to use your abilities when really you really don't need to. It's just any damage you deal that will land the killing blow on an enemy, you can get an orb of light from, which helps your teammates immensely. So don't feel a little bit stranded if you can't get a melee hit out there. If you can't get a grenade in the right spot, just feel free to haul off and shoot it. Even though it's fun to sling grenades everywhere and do melee attacks like a madman, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. You can use whatever you want for what you're doing here. And that's the great thing about this, is it offers a lot of versatility. It gives you a lot of defense when needed, And yes, I know it's not the best armor piece for Warlocks altogether. It's not the best at one particular thing, but I think it's the best jack of all trades armor piece you can get in general. I know that there's better helmets. I really do like the Claws of Ahamkara for the secondary Scorch right away if you have enough time to build it up. And there's a lot of cool things, but Heart of the Praxic Fire is not to be looked down upon. And I definitely say pick it up if you're looking to have a good variety of Warlock exotic armors, because this thing is an absolute terror and a beast no matter where you bring it. So that's my thoughts on it. That's my review of this armor. Hopefully it did help you out. If you have any other questions on this piece of armor, say, you know, how it looks or anything like that, feel free to get a hold of me, and I will be hearing from you guys shortly. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you next weekend with some more exotic or legendary videos on Destiny. Thanks for watching once again. See ya.